all that has gone wrong, all we have sacrificed, I confess I had lost hope. I grew up hearing stories of my grandfather's communion with the Great Serpent, the immense responsibility he was given to create and guide House Varun. By the time I became Speaker and inherited that responsibility, so much had changed. The once proud glory of House Varun was diminished. We had lost our way, and I alone could not discern a path forward. I required the Great Serpent's guidance once more. So, I set out to find him. Perhaps, but were that true, were he to judge me for it, I could accept that. It would have been worth it, all the same. Perhaps that judgment still awaits me, for thus far I have not seen his glory in person. I learned that my grandfather had attempted something similar. I found reassurance in that idea that he, too, sought additional instruction from the Serpent. And over time, I began to see that the Great Serpent had indeed left a path for me, hidden amongst the experimental failures and setbacks. This vortex, the place between places, and the energy it holds, could be harnessed, refined, directed. No, an unfortunate consequence of simple beings grappling with divine power, a mistake that will not be repeated, I assure you. Utilizing the vortex energy, we have learned that we can create powerful warriors, capable of teleporting vast distances in an instant. The brave volunteers in this room await the chance to be the first wave of soldiers loyal to the Great Serpent and our cause. House Varun can project force on a scale unimaginable in the history of the human race. Tinan Varun's mandate can be fulfilled. The Serpent's Crusade can begin anew. Despite all that has happened, their life support system has remained stable. Just one more sign from the Great Serpent that we are following his will. And now, the glorious honor falls to you, my faithful servant. Activate the pods. Carry out the Serpent's will, and begin House Varun's triumph! What have you done? You've killed them all! You think you can override the will of the Great Serpent? You pledged yourself to House Varun, but you are like all the rest. Weak of will, short of sight, a betrayer. And in the end, you have changed nothing. There will always be one more willing to serve, and once I have restored the Citadel, I will find them and send them out into the settled systems. Zealots! Of course they would attempt to poison this, as they do all things. They will not stop me. The work will be completed now! Come then, all of you, ascend the Citadel, or squabble amongst yourselves. I will await you at the pinnacle. Despite your attempts to meddle, you have nonetheless served your part in the Serpent's plan. Neither you nor the Zealots will disrupt our achievement now. The gate will cycle one more time, shifting the Citadel into the vortex. You and those bothersome zealots trapped inside will be cast into the void forever. There is nothing you can do to stop me! Excellent. It is done. This is but the first wave. Once we have restored the Citadel, we will have the knowledge and power to send out hundreds, thousands more.
Intruders dead. In level. Emergent.
Zealots have infiltrated the Citadel. They cannot be allowed to gain control of our work. Waste no time. Ascend the Citadel. Join me at the pinnacle. We must defend the Vortex Gate. We cannot fail the Great Serpent now. I am glad to have you here with me in this moment, but we are running out of time. We risk losing everything to the Zealots, so the gate must cycle one more time, shifting the Citadel into the Vortex and back again. The Zealots inside will be cast into the void. But, I am sorry to say, so will you. It is the only way. The Serpent's Crusade is too important to risk. The work must carry on. You have served honorably. Your deeds here and your sacrifice will be heralded down through the generations.
Speaker, you cannot be serious. This cannot be what the Great Serpent has intended for us.
Child, there is no other way. All must serve. It cannot be shut down. Not now, when so much is at stake. Not when I am so close. When the Zealots have been purged, we will learn from this experience and we will try again. Eventually, I will be granted an audience with the Great Serpent. My child, you are not being cast aside. I could not have made it this far without you. Your time has just come to its inevitable end. From the moment I commissioned this project, I knew we might suffer losses. I will carry that burden with me, I assure you. I am afraid not. You were not present when the experiment began, and so you shall not be present when it ends. No! You will not jeopardize everything now!
Slowly.
I told you he would make it.
I cannot believe it. The Citadel is gone. There is no sign of Anasko. You failed. You brought us no scrap of hope for the future. Then I suppose you are fortunate.
No one standing in this room right now is fortunate. We have no speaker, no Citadel. Where is Anasko? then truly we are lost. Without Anasko, there is no speaker. There is no way forward.
Perhaps. Or perhaps we acknowledge a simple truth. We are currently the government. We decide what happens from here.
You dare speak of treason? Heresy!
I speak of survival.
Please, calm down, both of you.
This is not a time to be calm or sit idly by. This is a time for action. We, the three of us, are the High Council. All of House Varun looks to us for guidance. We should provide it.
Yes, Jamal is right. We would have to name a new speaker.
Malabor, you cannot possibly be considering this madness. We do not have that kind of authority. It is not within our power.
But Lovek, it can be. We can decide that right here, right now. We can carve a path forward for House Varun. Or else, we can sit by and watch all that we have built crumble around us.
And what assurance do I have that the two of you are not just looking to usurp power for yourselves?
Then we let the Vindicator decide. And we have a herald here as witness.
An amusing thought, but no. Try again. Then so it shall be. House Varun moves forward from this crisis and continues to serve the Great Serpent.
All must serve.
Before you adjourn, is there not one matter more to address?
I do not understand. To what do you refer?
To the matter of the Serpent's Crusade, of course. The Vindicator knows of what I speak.
I don't understand. The Crusade was ages ago. What does that have to do with any of this?
Explain the meaning of this at once.
After all this time, and we knew nothing of this. The Council was never consulted.
To be fair, it has never been necessary for the Speaker to consult the Council. It is his decision to make.
There is nothing more to discuss. If the Speaker calls for Crusade, then we answer.
I can assure you all that he did indeed believe in it.
Then House Vethol agrees. The Crusade begins. What does House Dulkef say?
I have no wish to defy the Speaker, but he is no longer here. The Varun people need time. House Dulkef declines.
No, I should have expected as much. And what does House Kadik say?
Both of my colleagues have made valid points. The matter is complicated. I believe that for the moment, House Kadik abstains.
So, one vote for, one against. And what about you? Should we take up the sword and fight for House Varun, or continue to cower here and pity ourselves?
Consider what you are about to say very carefully.
Then we have a decision.
Very well. We will notify the elders of the houses as well as our new speaker, and begin preparations as soon as possible. And with all of this out of the way, we will take our leave. You have been through a great deal and deserve a chance to rest. The home, of course, is yours. You deserve a place among us after everything. Know that House Varun is eternally grateful for all that you have done, and that the Great Serpent will one day grant you a place by his side.
The scaled citadel.
You again? Great. Hey, we need to talk now. Have you taken leave of your senses? What possessed you to restart the Serpent's Crusade? Do you not understand what that means? Hardly. You're stretching the resources thin to fight a war that is utterly pointless. What Anasko was trying to achieve was a declaration of war. And yet, it was you, not him, not even the Council, who carried out that wish. Except that's not how House Va'ruun operates. This decree came from their speaker, the mouth of their god. But enough. There is no justification for what you did. Either you apologize now, or we go our separate ways. Because it's going to cost countless lives, all in the name of religious fanaticism. Yes, if it comes to that, I most certainly will. Clearly. But I need to know you're actually contrite, and this isn't more lip service. Keep in mind, this isn't easy for me either. I love you, but I also can't support decisions like this. I'll try to move past it this time. But please, be more prudent in the future.
Hey, we need to talk right now. I'm trying to keep my cool, but seriously, what were you thinking with this Serpent's Crusade crap? Yeah? Well, you could have fooled me. I like to think I have thick skin, but this is different. Fact is, you messed up big time. You're losing me with this great Serpent bullshit. You were given a simple choice, war or peace. I never thought anyone could get that choice wrong. But then you did. You're starting a war with the settled systems. That includes rangers and civilians minding their own. I think I made my intentions clear. Man, I really must be a sucker. Look, I love you, and maybe that makes me a fool, but I think you can change. Still, you have to prove it with actions, not just to me, but to Cora, too. I guess what I'm saying is, we're gonna stick it out for now, but if you do this again, there won't be a next time.
Can this wait, or is it actually important? What's happening with you? Why are you acting like this? How can you not have any idea why I'm mad right now? Just mind-boggling. I work with you because I believe in you and I trust you. And you violated that trust. This isn't about me being upset. This is about your actions. Either you made a mistake, or you're not the person I thought you were when I said I'd travel with you. Okay. Okay. You know, you mean a lot to me, and I trust you. I love you. We can get through this. Please learn from this. I want to explore the universe with you at my side, and if you do that again, I don't want to lose you over it, but that could happen.
Surely you cannot mean this. House Va'ruun's survival is paramount. To say such a thing is heresy. You would brand yourself a traitor. This is a result of your escape, yes? You hit your head. You do not mean what you just said. Then decisions about our future no longer concern you. Out of respect for all you have done for us, you will be allowed to leave the city. But after that, you are an enemy of House Va'ruun, and will be killed on sight. Go then. Go back to the worthless settled systems and share their fate when the shrouding comes. For it will come. Then so it shall be. House Va'ruun moves forward from this crisis and continues to serve the Great Serpent.
All must serve.
Before you adjourn, is there not one matter more to address?
I do not understand. To what do you refer?
To the matter of the Serpent's crusade, of course. The Vindicator knows of what I speak.
I don't understand. The Crusade was ages ago. What does that have to do with any of this?
Explain the meaning of this at once.
After all this time, and we knew nothing of this. The Council was never consulted.
To be fair, it has never been necessary for the Speaker to consult the Council. It is his decision to make.
There is nothing more to discuss. If the Speaker calls for Crusade, then we answer.
I can assure you all that he did indeed believe in it.
Then House Vethol agrees. The Crusade begins. What does House Dulkef say?
I have no wish to defy the Speaker, but he is no longer here. The Va'ruun people need time. House Dulkef declines.
No, I should have expected as much. And what does House Kadik say?
Both of my colleagues have made valid points. The matter is complicated. I believe that for the moment, House Kadik abstains.
So, one vote for, one against. And what about you? Should we take up the sword and fight for House Va'ruun, or continue to cower here and pity ourselves?
Consider what you are about to say very carefully.
Yes, of course. Such an immense decision can only benefit from discussion. You know how these things go. If we do not decide now, word will get out. It always does. Then we will have to deal with even more disarray. It is best that we control the narrative immediately. There is no question that we will have to start with limited engagements. For now, we strike where we can, make it deadly to travel among the stars. We put fear back into the settled systems, where it belongs.
It seems the prudent choice at the moment. House Kadik will, of course, accept the judgment of the Council no matter the decision. But to be candid, I do not wish to be the deciding vote in such a monumental decision.
We have only just survived the most terrible period in the last few decades. We need at least a moment to breathe, to feel some sense of relief. We are hardly in a position to begin any sort of major military operation, both in terms of provisions and strategic positioning. But if it is the will of the Council, of course, House Dulkef will commit fully.
I am. Jinan Va'ruun himself began the original Serpent's Crusade, and it is long past time that we return to it. We cannot share this universe with heretics. There are no innocent people. If you are not promised, then you will be cast into shadow. Jinan Va'ruun was very clear. Then do we begin the Crusade? So be it.
And with all of this out of the way, we will take our leave. You have been through a great deal and deserve a chance to rest. The home, of course, is yours. You deserve a place among us after everything. Know that House Va'ruun is eternally grateful for all that you have done, and that the Great Serpent will one day grant you a place by his side.